one that surfaced, which we had planned on doing next year, but because of the torrential rains and everything that we've had, it has really taken a toll on the wood chips on the playgrounds. They weren't due to be done until next year.
Yeah.
But because of the torrential rains and the pounding of the rain sinking down the wood chips and so much of it washing out, I've gotten bids on redoing them for this year. I mean, if you want to take a look at it, I think it's more of a safety issue right now than it is anything, because there's a concrete pad with a rubber mat on top of it underneath the swings. A lot of those are exposed now because of losing the wood chips. I believe it's at Woodfield between the playground and the wood chips and the paved playground. That's washed out right down to the stone.
How long ago did we do it? 4 years ago now?
Next year would be 5.
That's what I thought.
Right.
That's when I first got on it,
Yeah.
and that was
Next
4
year
years
would
ago.
be 5 years, right. So that came in at a cost I was kind of surprised at, but the 3 bids that I got were all within $760 of each other. The lowest bid was $19,340. That's for all 3 now. $19,340
All 3.
for all 3, yes.
Where was that company out of?
That's Leisure Gerber Time out of Mount Orb.
That's the one we had last time?
Yes. Whitty, if you would decide to do it, I'd go out and talk to Dennis Whitty, because he was one of those that bid on it, to see being local. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to give business to the local
Because we
guys.
didn't have anybody local last time.
No. If he could come in, close to that or under that for the business. The other one I contacted was Lemke on Highway 36 and right by the Irish Cottage. They were at $20,000 just for the chips, no installation. So I know the 19.3 and the 20 are pretty good numbers, because that included the installation. But I would go back out to Dennis and say, hey,
Just try to save energy.
and just to see if he could do it for something.
I was just saying, I'd like to keep it local.
Right, oh.
If we could, and keep the business. Yeah,
Right.
that'd be good for him too.
Right, exactly.
So we can postpone that decision until next meeting?
Well, I guess the question is, if you want to get it in before the kids get here, we can act on it tonight. It was something we were going to do in the spring.
I know, it's in the, I saw it for the swing.
Yeah, it was
Right.
on that chart that I handed out last month, but when Ken got out and looked at the playgrounds more closely.
I know, I haven't been at Woodfield much, but I've driven around here and
Yeah.
it's starting to, yeah.
Woodfield is equally as bad in different spots than here, but it's equally as bad, right?
So move that we replace the wood chips, but depending on which bidder to go with, if Woody can come in at a competitive price.
I'll talk with him tomorrow, knowing that we're gonna do it. I'll go back out there.
Looking for a second?
I'll second it.
So the motion is to proceed and see if Woody can come in with the rest bid.
Right.
Any other questions or comments, Bob?
I think this is cheaper than 4 years ago.
Pardon?
This might be cheaper than 4 years ago. I'd have to pull my records, but.
When I look back for the yardage, I forget what the date was on that, because that's where I got the yardage quantities from.
Okay.
And the last one, I have a second,
Okay,
excuse me.
Vote on this one first. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Unanimous, Mary?
Received a second bid on that wall at Fox River. I know you had okayed a dollar amount already, but in getting another bid, Bauer Construction out of Kansasville, who was the same company that put up the pavilion last
Okay.
year, they came in at $9,400 versus the $25,000 from Shear. The only thing that doesn't include is painting and floor, reflooring, taking the carpeting out and putting tile all in. But just using $1,000 for painting and $3,000 for flooring, I mean, we're still at well under that $25,000 or $26,000 figure that you had okayed.
That sounds a little better. I thought the one from Shear was a little
Yeah,
pricey.
definitely, definitely. The only thing is, as far as getting this done, he's checking on the availability time-wise of the door unit itself. So we may have to look at that and figure out a different time of doing it or how we want to do it. He doesn't feel that he can get it and get it in time to have it done for the beginning of school.
Well, if the wall is opened up and the doors are opened up, that's what you need right now, isn't it, to have it open?
Could he open it up and just wait for doors to put the frame in?
I'll check back with him tomorrow. I just talked with him today as far as, doing it and the availability, so he was gonna check on that, and I will have another conversation with him tomorrow to see if he can open it up and get the floor done and the painting done before school starts, and then when the door comes in, just hang it
Oh,
or
that'd be
whatever it
darn.
takes.
That'd be fine.
So then going with Bauer Construction would be about 14,000?
Uh, roughly, yeah.
And the original estimate was 27?
No, 25, 24, something, 25,
I
something.
remember a year ago was 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
remember
it's,
that. And then it was about 1,000
Maybe
for
we should
the
wait another year.
alarm systems. We could give you a hand, Darlene. You could just start.
I can do demo.
I can help.
And then the three bids on the,
That was already voted on, I believe, wasn't it?
right.
Yes, yeah, we already
but
approved it.
yeah, the room was, I just wanted to
Bring us
give
up
you
to
new
date.
information on it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good information.
The last one I have is for the new truck. The bids have come in at 27,300, 26, and 26,885, three different dealerships. I just got the last one back today, now I have to go back and see if I can beat them up a little bit.
Which dealerships did you deal with?
Lynch, Miller, and Frank Boucher on Highway 20,
Oh, going into Racine?
going into Racine, correct.
You deal with the truck center at Lynch or?
Yes, Truck Center. Truck Center at Lynch, Miller, and then Boucher Chevrolet. The Truck Center at Lynch was a GMC, Boucher was a Chevy, and then Miller was a Ford.
Which do you favor?
Pardon me?
Which do you favor?
I prefer the GMC myself, which is, there's like $860 difference between the lowest bid and their bid. That's why I'm gonna go back to him and see if I can beat him up a little bit and see what I can get out of him.
And that was what, 3/4 ton?
1 ton.
1 ton?
1 ton, because then I can put the bigger salter in so we can salt everything with one load rather than having to go back and refill after a ton.
Gas or diesel?
Gas. Gas. That's a 1 ton gas. The plow and the salter would come out of Chico's, because I get a better deal out of Chico's than I do from, and that was at 10.6. But all three dealerships gave me a number as far as a trade-in value of the existing vehicle. And what we've always done in the past is we've offered that vehicle back to the public with a sealed bid system, bids starting at whatever the trade-in value was. So that way we lose nothing on the trade-in on it, hopefully to gain some, if someone bids on it, thinks, oh, I really want that vehicle. So once we decide, then we'll put that out for bids. And that should more than cover the cost of the salter and the plow and go back and.
Extended cab or
No,
crew
just
cab?
a straight cab.
Straight cab this
Straight
time?
cab, 8-foot box, because I need the 8-foot box for the bigger salter.
That's what I figured. Okay.
And it's a complete Western unit, Western plow and Western salter. It's an all
V-plow?
poly salter.
You want a motion on it?
Told you we were doing it, we didn't have numbers at that point. So I think that the best thing to do is to approve something with a maximum or ceiling not to exceed.
Make a motion to purchase a new truck not to exceed 27.3?
No, not to exceed, oops, wrong folder. Not to exceed 26, it's 26,025 is the bid on it. So,
Let's say 27, just to.
Is that enough cushion for the plow package?
pardon me?
Is that enough cushion for the plow package from Chico's?
No, the plow I didn't even have the plow package in there because I figured with the trade-in and everything, that's a wash.
What are they
pretty
saying
much.
ours is gonna be worth?
Pardon me?
What do they say?
They said we should probably put it up for bids starting at somewhere between 12 and 14.
That's what, 2006?
Six.
That's about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the motion is a max of 27.
Yes, sir.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
1 second. Any further discussion or comments? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That's it as far as what I have for other bids, other quotes at this time.
Thank you.
You're done?
I'm done with that part.
Pizza.
I'm gonna stick around for the,
Yeah. You're not gonna
Discussion with the village,
throw
right.
right now. Okay, take action to approve open enrollment exceptions.
Sure, I've got 3 open enrollment exceptions, all of which have moved since the last board meeting, to be honest with you. 2 requests to stay in the district and 1 request to go out. And I had the building principal contact that particular family, and that family wasn't even living in the district, was living about 45 minutes away from us, and so was actually transporting in. And so they are choosing a district that offers virtual schooling instead.
Okay.
So.
I'll second.
Discussion, comments, questions?
The ones that are open enrolling in were the ones, they are actually in our district.
They were on our class list.
There, yeah.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.